Sampson on your left, a redshirt freshman guard Emmanuel Sharp on your right, freshman forward Sheriff Walker. Go ahead if you have a question.
How pleased were you with the way your team responded today, especially in a hostile environment?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Going into the game on Saturday, what was our record? 18 and what was our record?
18-1, I believe.
18-1, yeah, 18-1. So I haven't left many games this year. At Oregon, at Virginia, at Cincinnati, at Tulane. We've been pretty good on the road, but for some reason we haven't really played well at home. And as a coach, you're constantly looking for solutions. Why haven't we been playing well at home? And the ranking thing, as far as the people that are ranked, is a little bit overrated. We hear about that more than we think about it. Like had we lost tonight, there would have been a huge storm in the court, right? Okay. I think we have a really good team, but I don't think we have a great team. I'm not sure there was a great team last year. 2 years ago when we were in the Final Four, I thought Baylor was great. I think we played Baylor 10 times. They'd have probably beat us 7 or 8. They're just better than we were. But last year I thought we were about as good as anybody. And this year's team's not where last year's team was because of the veterans. Last year we only had one freshman that even got any minutes because we were old. But we lost 4 starters off last year's team. Sharp's a freshman, Jarris is a freshman, Arsenault's a freshman, true freshman. And then Xavier Francis turned 19 in November. So he played last year in mop-up minutes, but he's really a freshman. So, Saturday was a little bit of a, you felt like you got ambushed in the alley by your own team. Because I was really disappointed in our effort and our toughness. Things that we value. Our core values just was under attack on Saturday. And that's not to take anything away from Aaron McKee and his group at Temple, because they deserved to win that game. We ran that little baseline out of bounds play. We had a layup, missed a layup to win the game. But it's almost like we didn't deserve to win it. They deserved to win that game. But we challenged them now. Today's Wednesday, Saturday, so Sunday, Monday, we left yesterday, played tonight. They've been challenged since that game was over on Saturday. And for those reasons, I'm really proud of them.
What do you like about the way your team battled on the boards tonight?
Well, we're the #1 offensive rebounding team in the nation. We lead the nation in offensive rebounding percentage. I don't care how many we get. What I care about is the percentage of misses we get. For instance, if we go 20 for 40, that's 20 misses. Well, if you get 10 of those, now you're rebounding at 50% of your misses. So we put a lot of emphasis on how many of our misses we get. The percentage of misses we get, I'm sorry. For instance, tonight we were 29 for 37, was that 28 misses, and we got 16 offensive rebounds. So we missed 28 shots. 50% would be 14. So we're over 50% of our misses tonight. That's part of who we are. That's a huge emphasis for us. I think this is our 3rd or 4th year being in the top 3 in the nation. And I think last year we're #1, and this year we're #1 again. So that's who we are, And we have not been rebounding well. I thought we were very below average Saturday, but that's effort, man. The ball's not going to come to you. You actually have to go get it, and you got to defeat a block out. But everything in basketball is a competition. That's why we tell our kids it's not enough to play hard, because everybody plays hard. The difference is competing. Tonight we competed. Saturday we played hard. So when you compete and you have a much better chance to have success.
Coach, you were up 4 at the half and then you pulled away towards the end. What do you think was the turning point that allowed you to do so at the end of the game?
Defensive rebounding. I think they had 14 offensive rebounds at our place. And the guy that hurt us the most was Hendricks. He did a much better job. I don't know how many offensive rebounds he had tonight. As I say that, he probably had 20. No, he had 2. We did a much better job blocking out tonight. They missed 30 shots and had 9 offensive rebounds. You know, it's a pretty good job on our part of blocking out. And they're athletic, and they got good guards. Their guards, we've lost 2 games this year. We're at 15 on Alabama, and I don't remember the final, but we were 12 for 22 from the free throw line in that game. And then Saturday, we were 11 for 21 from the free throw line, lose by 1. And tonight, we're 13 for 20. So, not a great free throw shooting team. You know, I'm sure that somebody will give me a great idea, which would be, why don't you work on free throw shooting? Hey, there's a novel approach to this thing. Why don't we? I never thought of that. How many free throws you think we've shot since the game Saturday? Jay Walker, as a team.
Since the game?
Yeah.
As a team, probably like 400.
Yeah. No matter how many you practice, you got to make them when that referee gives you the ball. You have to step up there and make them. Temple didn't miss. I think they were 20 for 22, and I think we were 11 for 21. That's not a fair fight. So you better be good in another area. Now tonight, the area we were really good at was our defense was good, and they made some tough shots. I mean, especially at 3. The one Horton kid, I couldn't believe the shots he was making early. And there was a loose ball that was kind of pinballing around. Found his hand, he just kind of flicked it up from about 4 feet behind the 3-point line. Boom. But that's how you beat teams, is make those kind of shots. But I thought that our defense was good enough. Not great, but good enough. But our rebounding and sharing the ball, and we had the best player on the floor, Jamal Shedd. Jamal Shedd was the best player on the floor. His leadership, his toughness, I thought gave our kids something to follow. And the fact that he's at the point guard position makes it even more important.
Speaking of Horton and Hendricks, they've made up a majority of the Knights' points in that first half. What was your message to the team in the locker room about how to counteract that when you came into the second half?
Well, the guy that started on it was Sasser. He hurt his knee. And when he hurt his knee, I wasn't sure he's going to be able to continue on, because Marcus never complains, ever. I mean, he is a godsend. I'm so blessed to be able to be his coach. That's how special he is. Very quiet, very tough, doesn't say anything. He's one of those high GPA, high character, great family dudes. You want your daughter to marry a dude like that. That's how good he is off the court. So when he said, Coach, there's something wrong with my knee, of course, I thought about last year when he said there's something wrong with my foot. So I took him out of the game and sat him for a while. And you could tell he was never right defensively tonight. I'm not even sure what he did offensively. 4 for 7? Yeah. But the fact that we had 18 assists on 29 made baskets, whereas Saturday, I'm not even sure we passed the ball 18 times. So tonight was a much better. But over the course of a year, and I know this for a fact, you always have slippage. You're not going to start off good and improve every game. Every game you're going to slide back, and then as a coach, you have to say, okay, here's some film we need to watch. Here's some areas we need to improve on, and here's how we're going to do it. And I have great young men to coach, including these 2 up here.
Coach Sampson, at the 7:03 mark, they closed it to 5, and then after that, you went on a big run. What did you say to them at that time after they closed it to 5?
Stay aggressive. Stay aggressive. Let's not get into that. Run the shot clock down. We ran the shot clock down too far a couple of times, and actually I got pissed at him for doing that, because that was not what I wanted to do. But I thought low-key, a couple big plays. There were two freshmen. Arsenault drove baseline, and that was a big play, man, because we were starting to leak a little bit. And then Sunshine Boy over here, old Florida boy, stepped up and made some big threes. But that's what he does. I mean, Marcus is probably the best shooter on the team, but this one here is right there with him, and he's been due for a game like that. So, think about I was pleased with Emmanuel was that play with no fear. I said, what's the worst thing can happen? You miss? Come on, man. There's a lot of worse things can happen than missing a shot now. Shoot it, you know. So, but you give your shooters a green light, and he certainly has one.
Manuel, can you speak to that a little bit? It seemed to come easy for you tonight? What did you see out there on the court that made you to take those shots?
I mean, when I'm on the floor, just knowing that Coach Sampson has that confidence in me and having been on the floor with Jamal too, knowing that he's always looking for me and my teammates at all times, so it just makes it that much easier when I do get the ball because I know I have that window, and Jamal is always looking for me too.
Yeah, and this is the question for both players. What were some of the things you guys took from the December 31st game that you applied here to you guys get the win tonight?
December 31st, that was.
That was when we played them last time.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you don't remember, that's okay too.
I feel like we just didn't defend the bounce. I feel like we had a lot of blow-bys that game, so I feel like we guarded the bounce a little bit better, but we just let off too many threes, so it's kind of like in between about how we played on defense.
Jay, Coach mentioned that Hendricks was a big part of UCF's attack. You obviously faced him there in the solid run on the court there. You got to play him twice. What kind of challenges do you provide to play against him as a player?
I mean, it's definitely a challenge because he's a real skilled player. He's smart, has a good IQ, and plays hard as well. So, I mean, I obviously like playing against players like that and just seeing where I'm at myself when I have a matchup like that. But, I mean, definitely kudos to him for just how he played tonight, even though his team just came up a little short.
Coach, what's it like trying to game plan against Taylor Hendricks? Your thoughts on him and playing in this team, UCF team, in this atmosphere, in a Coach Dawkins well-coached team?
Yeah. No, every point you made is accurate. I think last year, the shooter, what's the shooter's name that transferred to Florida State?
Darren Green?
Yeah. I think he made 3 threes to start the game. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can check the accuracy on my statement here. I think we were down 11-0. Does that sound right? And I felt their fans, their students were nuts in a good way. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. You know, beating them here last year in the same kind of environment, and then losing those 4 starters and bringing all these new guys back in and being able to do it again, I think speaks volumes for our culture, way we go about doing things. But Hendricks is, he's good. I mean, I'm not one of those recruiting gurus that follows this thing, but was he a McDonald's All-American? No. I don't even know. Was he?
He was like a 4-star,
Yeah.
like top 75 player.
Top 75. Yeah, that just shows you. We played Alabama, and they had a kid that about the same. I think it was Clowney, right?
Yeah.
The Clowney kid is 6'10", similar to Hendricks. The thing that Hendricks and Jarris have in common is they don't look like freshmen. They have bodies, you know. Like Arsenault is going to be really good. I mean, really good. But he was 185 pounds. You know, he's 6'6". Jarris is 240. You know, Jarris is a teenager. Hendricks, I'm sure, is a teenager. What does he weigh? 230, 235. Those guys don't look like freshmen. He's good. He's pro. You know. He'll play professional basketball for a long time, and Johnny and his staff have done a great job developing him too.
Got time for one more if you got it. Anybody?
You two are both going to be moving on to the Big 12. You mentioned the students section, and the stadium today, or the arena today, was close to a sellout. What was it like to play in this atmosphere tonight for both you, coach, and the players, whichever one of you wants to talk?
Well, for us, every atmosphere is like that house. Virginia had 14,000. Tulane had their biggest crowd ever. Oregon, 13,000. Where else have we played? Cincinnati, 14,000. I don't even know what this place seats. What does it seat?
10,000.
So 10,000. I mean, everywhere we go, it's a packed house, everywhere. And the good news is when they come back to our place, it's the same. I mean, very rarely do we not play in a gym that's packed. So, you know, and the Big 12 would be similar. I was a head coach in the Big 12 for 12 years, so it's You know, packed for Houston is no different than being packed for Kansas. You know, there's a lot of good teams going to be coming in here. So, but as long as you got Johnny and that staff, I think Johnny and staff does an outstanding job.
Coach?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.